doing weak bank reform is useless because it's not going to save anything. You either have to do tough bank reform or you do no bank reform at all, because a half reform is going to be something that they're going to be able to poke holes in, and you're going to have a crisis regardless of whether or not this has gone through.
So he's gutted his own proposed Consumer Financial Protection Agency.
A lot of the consumer groups are actually somewhat okay with his proposal. It's being housed in the Fed, but a lot depends on whether or not the Fed has any actual authority over it. He's claiming yesterday that the Fed will have no authority over it whatsoever, that it's just renting space inside the Fed. And then we said, well, why are you putting it in the Fed? And he said, well, the Republicans won't vote for it otherwise. So it's kind of some weird shell game that's going on. And at the same time, you have this board of bank regulators over top of it that could veto it, but they could only veto it with a 3/4 vote. And so it's sort of like I dare you, bank regulators, to veto a consumer protection. That's not going to happen in the next few years, but maybe 10 years down the road, they might come back and start vetoing consumer regulations. But regulation is always evolving as corporate America tries to capture it, or as it's pushed from the left. So getting this in place might not be the worst thing, and that's why no Republicans are supporting it at this point.
Ryan Grim, we want to thank you for being with us. Senior congressional correspondent for the Huffington Post. This is Democracy Now! When we come back, we go to the border, to the continued deaths in Ciudad Juarez. Stay with us.